What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I wanted to talk about something we haven't talked about in a very long time, and that is node licenses for Splinterlands. Now, you can see here that the liquidity has actually dried up significantly. There are only 2 licenses available on Hive Engine as we speak. Now, you can see the spread is quite large as well. You know, the ask is 623, the bid is 478. And here's the thing, right? Obviously, we're in a position where there's just not much going on. We don't know much about licenses, and the game has hit a pretty stagnant period this entire summer, right? We've had a little jolt here and there with the SPS staking rewards, with the modern format going human only, but for the most part, we've seen assets start to trend down again. Now, you can see here the last sale, or the last couple of sales, I should say, were a couple of days ago, back on the 18th, and at this point, I'm looking at this and wondering, has everybody gotten their fill? All of the licenses, have they moved over into strong hands for people who are planning to hold for the foreseeable future, or at least not planning to flip? Now, here's the thing. Of course, I think there's always going to be folks that end up flipping. And, we saw some of these licenses going for maybe, as low as 500, maybe even below 500 in certain cases. So if SPS starts to rise, if vouchers can get some utility, and we can see the overall ecosystem start to rise again, just as we did, at the beginning of the month, or maybe even at the end of last month in July, there's a chance that people may start flipping again, right? Buy cheap while it was available, and then once the market, or I guess the Splinterlands economy, starts to recover a little bit, they can go in and start to flip there. So I wouldn't put it past that, but we just haven't seen as much volume. In fact, there's 0 volume over the last couple of days. So it begs the question, and that's all. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up. Now, the other thing that I want to take a quick look at here is, what are the returns on node licenses right now? So you can see that we still have only 5,008 purchased, and of course you need to have it in the game in order to receive the rewards, but as it stands right now, you're still getting 4 vouchers a day, 22.2 SPS per day. With the current values, it's about 51 cents, and so if you were to buy it from the store, right, with the discount, with the discount of $2,500 off with vouchers, here's the thing. You'd only get 7.4%. But if you actually go buy those 2 node licenses, and I'm not telling you to do it, this is not financial advice, I'm just pointing this out. If you were to go out and buy the 2 node licenses that are for sale at that current price, you would actually be receiving just under 30% in terms of APR. So even with the depressed asset prices or token prices for SPS and vouchers, it's still relatively high in terms of an overall APR. I mean, it's competitive to staking SPS. It's competitive to doing any of the liquidity pools as well. So, at the end of the day, it's tough to ignore if you're looking for places in which to allocate capital in the game. Now, ultimately, at the end of the day, one of the things that I don't really like about node licenses is they are not very liquid, so you can't just get rid of them if you need to. But for me, I have some node licenses already. I'm hanging on to them for the medium to long term, and I do think if the team can get vouchers in a position where we start to see significant sinks for them, whether it is the energy thing that was mentioned on the town square, whether there are things in land, whether there's things in guilds, that could really push the value in terms of the APR or the return that you get from the nodes up. SPS is going to decrease in the amount. Keep in mind, it's like reducing by 1% every month, but still we're getting a good amount of SPS per day from it. And of course, if SPS starts to go up, well, all of a sudden things start to look really, really nice. But at the end of the day, it's all going to come down to the use case and whatever your time preference is. So for me, like I said, I'm just holding for the medium to long term and seeing what ends up happening across these. But I think it's worth noting that we may get to a point, we may just get to a point where people start considering node licenses earlier than expected. If there's nothing available on the market, well, you have to go to the store and buy then. So that is something to keep in mind. But I would say we'd probably have to see this specific APR, right? Not buying off the secondary, but the actual tranche APR go up a little bit. But keep in mind, it doesn't take that much for it to be competitive, right? 7.4% is where we're at, or 7.5% right now. If SPS just doubles, right, to 3.5 cents, like that's, or yeah, 3.5 cents, that's going to do some things. Vouchers, same deal. Now, I'm going to leave you with this. For the vouchers, one thing to keep in mind is we are seeing a lot more SPS get staked. In fact, let's go down here and you can see that this number continues to go up, even though the liquid SPS is starting to increase a little bit. So people have either been staking or they have not been staking whatever that they receive. We will probably see the total staked SPS go up as more players eventually make their way into the game. In order to earn, you need to stake SPS, which means that the voucher pool, right, 20,000 vouchers, is going to get split between less and less, or sorry, it's going to be split between more and more SPS that's staked, right? So if you are not increasing your stake at the same rate that the total stake is increasing, you won't be getting as many vouchers. So if you are a true believer in vouchers, well, I don't think we're going to be selling node licenses as quickly or as increasingly as something like staking SPS. So there is some value in that. I mean, the APR for getting vouchers, or if you want to get vouchers, I think your dollars stretch much further going for a node license than for staking SPS. But keep in mind, you get a bunch of other benefits for staking SPS, including all of the in-game benefits in order to earn your rewards. But for the time being, you have the GLX airdrop for the next couple of months. You get vouchers, you get more SPS. So at the end of the day, this is all a personal preference thing. And again, I'm trying to steer away from the investment side. I am sharing the APRs because we're all interested in that, but ultimately it comes down to what you believe will have, maybe a certain amount of value in the future. And I'm not even talking about financial or monetary value, right? I'm talking about even just game value, right? If you want more SPS or if you want more vouchers, right, you can make a decision based on such. So do your math, but just wanted to let you know that the node licenses, in terms of their market liquidity, has dried up significantly, in my opinion. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.